How's it going, all you beautiful people? I want to talk about a very important word in the Pokemon hobby, and it is the word scalper. I feel like this is one of the most overused, most used words in the Pokemon hobby. And I was curious, so I went on Google and I Googled what is a scalper? And this is what AI says about what is a scalper. It says a scalper is a person or entity that buys high demand items such as event tickets, electronics, or collectibles and quickly resells them at a significantly higher price for profit. They exploit market demand and scarcity, often using automated bots to secure inventory before the general public. So that's what AI says is what is a scalper, but every time I see this word scalper used, or not every time, but a lot of times I see the word scalper used, I just kind of laugh a little because I feel like at this point, a lot of people, their definition of scalper just means that they don't like the person. So when they call someone a scalper, it just means I don't like you. Like that's how I feel what scalper means now. Because when you really think about it, what defines a scalper? I know everyone has different definitions, but at this point, if you buy a Pokemon card in the wild or a Pokemon pack or box in the wild, the market is higher than MSRP no matter what you buy. So is the only way to not be a scalper to get a box or get a pack and open the box and open the pack and then not even sell the cards? Because let's say you go to a drop, you get a box, you keep the box. Are you a scalper because you're going to sell the box later? Does that constitute a scalper? Or does it only constitute a scalper if you try to sell the box within the same week, the same day, the same hour? What about if you sell it 2 years later? Are you still considered a scalper? And not only that, if you actually open the packs and then sell the cards, are you a scalper because you're selling product that you got at MSRP, you opened it, you got the card, and now you're selling the card? Does that constitute a scalper? Or if you have a whole collection and you give it to your kids one day and then your kids sell the cards, are they a scalper because you bought the cards a long time ago? Like, is the only way to not be a scalper to literally take your Pokemon cards and boxes to the grave and then just take it with you? So one day when it's time, you just don't do anything with the Pokemon boxes. Maybe you just burn them on fire. Does that make you not a scalper? The word scalper to me is it's just so weird to me. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but you read comments on, so like, let me give you an example. So I saw something where there's a lot of posts of people selling stuff. Ascended Heroes is a new set. So there's somebody that made a post saying selling Ascended Heroes ETBs for $90. And that's a pretty good deal. I mean, TCG Player has it about $110, $115 right now. Plus you would be paying taxes on top of that. Or you can pick it up locally from someone for $90. And that's a lot cheaper than $110 plus tax or $115 plus tax. And a lot of the comments, or sometimes some of the comments on posts like that will be like, scalper, you're the reason why I can't get product, this and that. And then there will be someone else that puts a buying post. They're buying. So it'll be like buying Ascended Heroes ETBs for $80. And then someone will comment on it saying, only $80? I'll buy it for $85. And then someone else will comment on top of that, I'll buy it for $88. So I don't really understand. I feel like in this world, in the social media space, there's just so much negativity. I am not a fan of it. I mean, I'm recording videos and I would like to imagine that I have some sort of thick skin. I don't have the thinnest skin. I mean, obviously, no matter who you are, if someone constantly hates on you, you'll think about it. But I'd like to say I have not super thin skin. I do have somewhat of a thick skin. But at the same time, I also understand that there's so much negativity online. And that's why this whole word scalper is so interesting to me, because if you watch my previous videos, I do vend at card shows. So that means I bring product and I sell product. Mostly cards. I would say 90, 95% of my inventory that I bring to card shows are cards, but I do bring packs. I do bring boxes that I have laying around just because I'm paying a table fee. So at minimum, I do want to break even on the table fee. It doesn't feel good to spend 8 hours at a card show and then hours before prepping for a card show and then not even breaking even. So I try to bring a mixture of a lot of things, but mostly cards because it is a card show. But I do bring packs and boxes to card shows. Like, does that make me a scalper? Are all vendors scalpers because all vendors buy cards at less than 100% and then sell cards at over or about 100% or 90%, 90 to 100%, where they can make some margins? Are all LGS scalpers because they buy product and then obviously sell it for more? Like, why would they buy product from somebody if they were planning on selling it for less? That's just a bad business decision. Is Target a scalper? Because Target obviously gets Pokemon products from Pokemon and they sell it for more than they get it for, or they wouldn't be selling it. It'd just be a waste of time. Like, I don't know if you've ever walked at Target, but so many of the workers probably have to work extra diligently during a Pokemon drop because they know that there's going to be a long line of people standing outside and things of that sort. Is Best Buy a scalper? I know a lot of people like to say GameStop is a scalper because they charge way over MSRP and sometimes over market. Like, what constitutes a scalper? If you sell one item, are you a scalper? If you sell two items, are you a scalper? If you go to Target, if you go to 5 Targets in 1 month and get 5 ETBs, let's say you hit every single time, which if anyone's gone in the wild, that's really not going to happen. And then you open 3 of the boxes, but then 2 of them you don't want to open because you've already opened enough of the boxes of that set. And then you sell the other 2. Are you a scalper? Like, I don't know. It's just so funny because at this point, I know, like I said, there's a lot of negativity online, but I feel like a lot of people, they just use scalper as I don't like you. Like, someone will make a post selling something and then they'll be like, you're a scalper. No matter what, like, that's just the first thing they say, or like they'll make a comment saying, don't support this person. They're the reason why I can't get product. Don't buy from them so that they stop scalping. And my whole take on it is I actually do think that Pokemon products having monetary value is a good thing in a collectibles hobby. I know a lot of people like to say Pokemon is a kid's game, but at the same time, Pokemon is an expensive hobby and it is a collectible. And I don't know if anyone else has been in any other collectibles, but in collectibles, there is money involved. And with money involved, obviously, there's the bad sides of it where people will take advantage of the system. And I don't condone like the bad stuff. Like, I don't condone people going in line, cutting in lines, doing this and that, like glitching stuff to get more product. Like, I don't condone any of that. I think as long as someone gets product and waits for product ethically and normally like everyone else and doesn't do things that gives them an unfair advantage, I think it's fine. I'm not talking about that. Like, I do agree, like, there's a lot of bad apples in this hobby because there's a lot of money to be made if you spend the time to get the product. But have you ever tried to get product out there? I've been in this hobby, or I came back to this hobby, and it's been a couple of years now. And when I first came back, it was so easy to get Pokemon products. And I still got Pokemon products. You can go to Target, there were stocks full of them. It's so funny because I came back around 151, and I know that 151 is going crazy right now. All the 151 products are going crazy. And there was a time where, for example, a 151 UPC was just laying on the shelf and no one wanted to buy it. And 2.5 years later, it's, what is it, like $1,200. So even through all that, I was still buying it. But if I bought 151 UPCs back then, let's say other people bought 151 UPCs back then they opened half of it and they kept half of it just to see what happens to it, and then sees that it goes from whatever they bought it for, like low $100 to $1,200. If they sell one of them, does that make them a scalper, or is it only a scalper when things are when you're easily able to get stuff? Like, is it only a scalper when you're able to get a product today, and then you get that product and try to sell it the same day or same week? Like, I don't know. Like, it's just, It's a very just interesting topic. I know that people have different definitions of scalping and things of that sort, but at the end of the day, I can promise you, and I know if you're watching this, you might be like, that's not me though. I can promise you that most people in this hobby will sell something while they're either in this hobby or when they get out of this hobby, whether it's today, tomorrow, a month from now, a year from now, 2 years from now. And does that make them a scalper? Like, I don't know. Let me know what you think. It's just such a very interesting topic that was just in my head because seeing, I see the word scalper everywhere and I don't know. It's just a conversation I've had with a lot of friends around me, a lot of people around me, and it's very interesting to hear other takes. So let me know what you think about the word scalper. Let me know what your definition is. And yeah, I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe to my YouTube. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I will keep on grinding until I get to that. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and then I'd really appreciate it if you would upvote, especially my YouTube video, and then also drop a comment because it does really help with the algorithm. How a lot of these places work is, for example, YouTube, they don't really show my video to a lot of people until people click on it and then watch it for a little bit or watch it all the way through. And then if people upvote it or drop a comment, it really does help with the algorithm because it'll try to show it to more people, and then if those people do the same, then it'll continue to show it to other people. So I really appreciate if you would do that, but if not, that's totally fine. I mean, only do that if you actually like the video. Like, I'm not asking you to do it if you don't like it, but I'm assuming if you watched all the way through, you did like it. So I really appreciate it if you drop a follow. They're all TCG Collectors House, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. I really appreciate you watching. It really means a lot, especially for a small channel like mine. And yeah, I just want to get on and talk about the word scalper. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.